Simcha Rothman, it's great to have you with us on I-24 News this evening. Now, you made it clear, President Donald Trump's intervention in Netanyahu's trial, it's inappropriate. But I want you to dive more into that. Why exactly is this U.S. intervention in such an internal Israeli dilemma? Why is that inappropriate?
No, I think first, and for what President Trump said was 100% correct, of course. And I think he touched all the right spots. And I think that it is amazing that someone sitting on the other side of the world, understanding the Israeli justice system a little bit better than many Israelis sitting here. So that's to begin with. But I do think that the change that must come, as President Trump said, must be done here in Israel. But Israeli president, by the Israeli Knesset if needed, it's supposed to be dealt by us and not by some foreign interventions, and I think that's part of basic sovereignty for the state of Israel. And of course, I thank President Trump for pointing out this absurd that Netanyahu, during this war in Iran and all over the world, has to deal with crazy Bugs Bunny allegations.
And you mentioned also that it should be Israeli. President Isaac Herzog that has some sort of a say in this, but he's been very quiet when it comes to having any sort of a say on political dilemmas. So why do you think that Herzog would get involved in an issue like this? And what would that actually mean? What would that change?
So first he said that he will consider dealing with it. He has the pardon power. So that's why his position in this issue is very important. As President Trump said, President Trump spoke about pardon, and the pardon power in Israel lies within President Isaac Herzog. So this is to begin with. But I say, the absurd shouts, everyone sees it, everyone understands it, and someone has to save the Israeli justice system from itself, and this person is President Herzog. He has the power to do it, and I think he should do it. I spoke with him on this. I will speak with him more on this. And I think that for many years, I would say, Netanyahu did not want it. And I understand why. Because any day these bogus cases go in court, more people understand the stupidity of those claims, of those allegations. Everyone understands it. So it's good for Netanyahu politically. It's good for the right-wing camp politically to continue. But I think at this point, with the challenges that the state of Israel faces, we had enough. We have to finish this.
I want your take on some of the suggestions, perhaps, during President Donald Trump's criticism over Netanyahu's prepared retaliation on Monday. There were planes in the sky heading towards Iran to have some sort of a retaliatory strike. Trump publicly said this should not happen and called those planes back. There were then some suggestions that maybe this was even organized between Netanyahu and Trump to save some sort of a face. And now we see this today, showing that the two leaders are on the same page, Trump vocally backing him. Does this show that there is more coordination behind closed doors, and perhaps even that Trump wants more of a say in what could possibly happen in the next oncoming Israeli election? So
I think there are two separate issues. The war against nuclear Iran for decades. The state of Israel and Prime Minister Netanyahu put it in a very in the top of the priorities to explain to the world that it is not an issue of the state of Israel alone. And nuclear Iran is a threat for the peace of the world. We always said that. So, of course, when we operate, especially when we operate together with the United States against this, of course, every decision should be accepted together.
Simcha Rothman, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your analysis on what's happening right now with this major statements coming from the U.S. president. Thank you.
Thank you.